and welcome to ABC Interactive English. I'm Mike.
I am Rainbow.
And welcome to our A Window on the World unit for this month. Now, sadly, the window that we are looking out through today is showing us a world that is kind of getting covered with garbage and pollution.
Yes.
It's not a pretty view.
It sounds pretty crazy, but it's actually true. Even with all of the information, news, and education out there about the problems of pollution and all of the bad effects it has on us and our world, actually, pollution is getting worse.
And this past year, with all of the challenges brought along by the COVID-19 crisis, well, things haven't been getting any better. Sure, air pollution might have gotten a bit better as more people have been staying home and airplanes haven't been flying around polluting our skies as much as normal. And yes, this is good.
But at the same time, many reports have shown us that plastic pollution has actually gotten much worse this year. With restaurants closing in a lot of places, people are ordering food from Uber Eats, they're getting Food Panda. So there are so many different plastic food containers, more than any other year.
And even for us here in Taiwan, where life hasn't been so badly affected by COVID, plastic pollution is still a huge problem.
Yes.
A recent study showed that pollution off of Taiwan's west coast is 1.5 times above the global average. Yeah. In short, pollution is a big problem in many ways everywhere on our planet, and we really have to do something about it. Not next year, not next week, not even tomorrow, but starting now.
So, with that in mind, for the next 2 days, our Window on the World unit will take a look at the specific problem of plastic pollution. But before we begin, let's take a look at all of today's new vocabulary. 今天的文章聊到塑胶让我们的生活变得更便利，但同时也造成环境的污染，而且让我们的生活变得非常的危险。先来看几个单字。第一个 pollute 污染是个动词。Many companies pollute the ocean by pouring oil into it. Many companies pollute the ocean by pouring oil into it. 许多企业把油倒在海里面，让海洋污染。第二个单字 convenient 方便的是个形容词。Taiwan is a very convenient place to live. Taiwan is a very convenient place to live. 台湾是个方便居住的地方。第三个单字 light 轻的是个形容词。This bag is lighter than the other one. You can carry it. This bag is lighter than the other one. You can carry it. 这个袋子比另一个还要轻，你拿得动的。这边的 lighter 就是 light 的形容比较词的等级 light 轻 lighter 更轻。最后一个单字 environment 环境是个名词。The environment is ours to protect. The environment is ours to protect. 维护环境是大家都要做的，是我们的共同责任。好咯，现在我们看完单字例句，一起回到课文中。
Thanks to plastic, life is more convenient. It makes cars and machines lighter. It helps clothes last and keep their shape longer. It allows us to store and carry things easier.
Explanation 1.
All right, so as we mentioned, our article for this month is about pollution, but it is really focused on the pollution caused by plastic.
And this is a good type of pollution to focus on because not only does plastic pollution affect so many parts of our natural environment, it's also a type of pollution that all of us, every single person, can help fight. And that's because plastic is everywhere and we all use it a lot.
Yes, we do. And we learn more about this idea in the first part of our article titled Plastic is polluting our lives and the world. Now, the first sentence of the article tells us, thanks to plastic, life is more convenient. Well, yeah, most definitely. And we know that just by thinking about all of the different things that we use that are made from plastic.
And we got some very good examples next in the article. We read, it makes cars and machines lighter. That's true. Cars these days are mostly made out of plastic, not metal. And the reason that we can all easily carry that cell phone, laptop computer around in our pockets or our bags, well, that's because these bags are made from plastic. 在这边加一个补充单字，我们常常念到 plastic 当作名词时是塑胶制品，那当作形容词就是塑胶的。我们可以轻松的把手机或是笔电拿起来携带着，是因为它们都是用塑胶做的。
Right, and what about some other things? Well, we also learn that's plastic, it helps clothes last and keep their shape longer. Shoes, baseball caps, jackets of many types, they're all made from plastic.
Ooh, and those are just a few of the ways that we wear plastic. And then, of course, there are the plastic things that most of us think about, like plastic bottles, plastic bags, plastic boxes. So useful, and they last forever, and they're very easy to make, and of course, very cheap. So as we read before we get to the break, it says, it also allows us to store and carry things easier. 在这边再加一个补充单字 store 储存。We use plastic bags to store things, right? And imagine if all of those cups or bottles were also made of glass or metal.
Ooh, and if these boxes and containers that we have made of plastic, well, imagine if they were made of wood or something. They'd be much heavier, they would break more easily, and they would cost a lot more money. So, it's clear to see why, in our modern world, humans have become hooked on plastic. But here's the question. What is the cost to us, and more importantly, to the planet that we all live on? Well, we'll find out all about that after this quick break.
However, plastic is also hurting our lives. It's polluting the environment and killing humans and animals. It's a very serious problem, and it's not going away by itself. That's because it takes plastic hundreds of years to break down. Also, we are making, using, and throwing away more plastic every day.
Explanation 2. 因为塑胶做成的产品可以简单的携带及储存，费用又非常的低，所以我们很依赖塑胶，而 be hooked on 就可以来形容迷上、上瘾，非常依赖。
So we all know that plastic is great and the modern world wouldn't be the same without it. But what problems does plastic bring to us and to the environment that we share with all of the other living things on Earth? Well, let's keep reading our article to learn more about this very important question.
So the next part of the article begins by telling us this. However, plastic is also hurting our lives. With the good things that plastic brings, it also brings bad things.
And not only to us, but also to the natural world that surrounds us. The article tells us this very clearly. It says, it's polluting the environment and killing humans and animals. That's right. It might seem that plastic is only a problem in a few of the more polluted corners of the earth, but it's not. It's killing people and animals everywhere. And here's the scary part, it's only going to get worse.
As the next sentence tells us, it's a very serious problem and it's not going away by itself. And this is something that people really need to understand. Yes, our Earth is huge, and Mother Nature has an amazing ability to heal herself and keep life going. But even that power has its limits. And we have been pushing the Earth's healing powers for a very long time now. So we really need to give Mother Nature a break.
Absolutely. And the plastic problem is an especially difficult one for nature to deal with. Plastic is great because it is tough and it doesn't break easily, right? But that's also a big part of the problem with plastic once we throw it away. As it says, that's because it takes plastic hundreds of years to break down. In many cases, many hundreds of years.
That's really scary.
I know, right? I actually wanted to know more about this, so I checked online and found out some pretty amazing numbers. The average plastic bag takes around 20 years to break down in the garbage. The lid of a coffee cup takes 30 years.
Wow. So a baby today could grow up and have their own babies, and that bag or coffee cup would still be in the garbage.
Exactly. But that's nothing. Plastic straws, 200 years. And plastic water bottles, cups, or toothbrushes, 400 to 500 years. They'll just be sitting there on the land making pollution.
500 years for a plastic bottle? That's like the same amount of time into the future as is now from the Ming Dynasty.
Yep, that's exactly right. So as you can see, once we throw it away, plastic has only just begun to pollute the earth. Okay, well, while we all think about some of those pretty amazing and frankly quite shocking numbers, let's pause so that Daphne can come by and tell us all about 3 different grammar points from that last scary sentence.
大家好，我是 Daphne。今天的第一则文法是 It takes 加名词加 time 加 to be， 意思是点点点花费时间做某事。It 是虚主词，真正的主词是后方的不定词 to be。Take 是及物动词，意思是花费、耗费时间。三态是 take、took、taken， 使用时先接人，再接时间。例如 It took Edwina an hour to dress up。Edwina 花了1小时梳妆打扮。第二则文法是 hundreds of 加名词，意思是数百的。A hundred 是名词，意思是100 ，hundreds of 则是数以百计的。同样的道理 ，a million 是100万 ，millions of 则是数百万的。A billion 是10亿 ，billions of 则是数十亿的，无数的。例如 ，There are billions of stars in the sky， 天上有无数的星星。第三则文法是 break down。意思是分解 ，break 是不及物动词，意思是破碎。三态是 break、broke、broken。down 是副词，意思是彻底。例如 ，fat breaks down into carbon dioxide and water。脂肪分解成二氧化碳和水。
So, as we've just learned, plastic is here. It's great when we use it, but once we throw it away, it's terrible because it's never really going to go away. Well, not for hundreds of years. And for all of that time, it will just sit there polluting the earth.
And to make it all worse, we are using more and more plastic all the time. The last sentence says, also we are making, using, and throwing away more plastic every day. Every month, every year, everyone in every part of the world almost.
And the world, I'm sorry to tell you, my friends, the world isn't getting any bigger. The only thing that's getting bigger is the pile of plastic. Ugh, scary stuff, isn't it? Well, that's kind of the point. Yes, it is scary. But there are some things that we, all of us, can do to help. And we'll be telling you more about that and some of the other problems with plastic in tomorrow's article. We'll see you then. And in the meantime, maybe drink some water from a glass and skip that plastic bottle. What do you say? Until then, bye-bye.
Bye.
Plastic is polluting our lives and the world. Thanks to plastic, life is more convenient. It makes cars and machines lighter. It helps clothes last and keep their shape longer. It allows us to store and carry things easier. However, plastic is also hurting our lives. It's polluting the environment and killing humans and animals. It's a very serious problem, and it's not going away by itself. That's because it takes plastic hundreds of years to break down. Also, we are making, using, and throwing away more plastic every day.
Bonjour, welcome to Arch De Triomphe. This is one of the most famous monuments in Paris. It's located at the center of 12 avenues, including the famous avenue Champs-Élysées. The first and only emperor of France, Napoleon, gave the order to build the Arc de Triomphe in 1806. It was built to honor French soldiers that died in war. However, the Arc de Triomphe wasn't finished until 1836. Napoleon never saw it when he was alive, but his casket was carried through it after he died. Now, this large arch has become a popular tourist spot. Visitors around the world come to see the beautiful sculptures on its pillars. The sculptures show different wars and victories between the 18th and 19th centuries. The view from the top is also amazing, but you have to climb 284 steps to get up there. It's worth it, so let's go!
Hello， 大家好，我是 Hanny， 欢迎收看我们1分钟的单元。在这1分钟的时间里面，我要复习4个单字，还要找4个例句。同学们，您都准备好了没？好，1分钟计时开始。第一个单字是动词，表达污染。污染要怎么说呢？叫做 pollute。pollute， 它的名词是 pollution。OK， 我们用动词造句 ：The river is seriously polluted。这条河受到严重的污染。第二单词呢，它可以形容是方便的、便利的，这字叫做 convenient。convenient， 那你不要想说便利商店是 convenient store， 不是哦，是要用它的名词 convenience store。好，我们用形容词造句 ：The MRT is a convenient way to get around Taipei。要在台北四处走动，搭捷运是个很便利的方式。第三单字它可以形容重量是轻的，也可以形容衣物是轻薄的，或是这个食物它是清淡的、简便的，这字叫 light。light。This notebook computer is pretty light。这台笔记型电脑还蛮轻的。第四个单字是环境，环境怎么说呢？叫做 environment。environment。Plastic waste is bad for the environment. 塑胶废弃物对环境有害。好，太好啦！我们在1分钟之内已经复习完4个单字，也造完例句咯。同学表现很棒哎，那我们下次见了，拜拜。
See you next time.